Hi, I'm David Morefield with Fluffyshotme Photography, and I'm from Houston, Texas. The reason I wanted to make this video is usually I'm behind the camera, and so I wanted to take a minute and step out in front of the lens, introduce myself, and tell you a little bit about what I do and why I do it. A couple of years ago, my mom told my brother and I that she was taking us to Israel, and I'd always wanted to get into photography, but I hadn't made the time for it. And so it was at that moment that I made a critical decision. I said, you know, if you're ever going to do this, you need to go out and get serious. So I started learning about photography, and I picked up the tools of the trade that I could afford at the time and learned to master them. And you know, I went to Israel, had a great time, took some awesome shots. But before I even went, I was on a trip to Panama City Beach, Florida, and a couple was talking with me while I was shooting out there, and they looked at one of my shots and they said, hey, you know, where can we buy your photography? And it was kind of interesting because this was a hobby for me. So I thought, oh, you want to buy a print? Okay. So I gave them my email address and told them, you know, email me, and when I get home, I'll send you information. And so, you know, what started out as a hobby has now become a rolling small business for me, and so that's even more fulfilling. It's just icing on the cake, really. You know, I enjoy going out, shooting what I want, how I want, when I want. And it's a freedom of expression. It's a freedom to kind of go and do what I want to do. I'm only really meeting my own expectations. And when somebody likes my work, cool, you know. If they don't, that's okay too. There's lots of other photographers out there. My work isn't for everybody, but if you can relate to my work, then awesome. The one thing that I would tell somebody who's getting into photography that likes doing landscapes, I would tell them, it doesn't matter where you live. If I don't live there, then I'm likely not to get the shots that you will. So go out and get what you can in your local area. And if you get to travel, that's cool too. But that's a little bit about me and what I do. And thanks for joining me. Asia, Kenya, you know, the reason I wanted to tell you about me, tell you about my work, what I like in my, introduce myself and kind of give you a background on where I come from. That's dumb too. Hi, I'm David Morefield with Fluffyshotme Photography, and I'm from Houston, Texas. Where's my teleprompter?